Let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever felt like, no matter how much you earn, you're still kinda stuck? Like you get paid, you feel good for maybe 2 days, and then boom, rent, bills, groceries, it's gone, and you're right back where you started. It's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not actually going anywhere. And for a long time, I thought it was just me. Like maybe I wasn't working hard enough. Or maybe I just needed a better job. But then I started noticing something. Sometimes, it's not just about how hard you work. It's about how the whole setup works around you. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. 1. The illusion of a good salary. So let's start here. You finally land what people call a good job. Maybe $50K, $70K, even $100,000 a year. And people around you say, man, you made it. You're doing good. And yeah, for a moment, it feels like that. But then real life kicks in. Taxes, rent, insurance, car payments, and suddenly, that good salary doesn't feel so big anymore. I had a friend, solid job, making around $80,000 on paper. He looked successful. But every single month, he was stressed. Not because he was careless, but because his expenses quietly grew right along with his income. And that's where things start getting tricky. 2. The trap you don't notice at first. Here's what happens next. You get a job, and slowly, you build your life around that income. You choose an apartment you can afford. You finance a car that fits your paycheck. You spend based on what you earn, and without realizing it, your life starts depending on that job. Now it's not just work anymore. It's something you can't easily walk away from. You're not just working to grow. You're working to maintain everything around you. And the crazy part? At first, it feels like progress. 3. Why most people stay here. Let's be honest for a second. Most people stay in this cycle. Not because they're lazy, but because they're exhausted. You wake up early, go to work, spend 8 to 10 hours there, come back tired, and then people say, start something on the side. It sounds good, but in real life, it's tough. So most people delay it. I'll start next month. I just need things to settle down first. But things rarely settle down, and before you know it, years have passed. 4. The paycheck comfort zone. This part is important. It's not just about money. It's about comfort. Every 2 weeks, or every month, your paycheck hits your account. It's predictable. It feels safe. Even if it's not enough. At least you know it's coming, and your brain gets used to that. So even if you don't love your job, you stay, not because it's perfect, but because it's familiar. And yeah, I almost said, secure. But no, not always secure. Just predictable. 5. Real life moment. Let me tell you something that stuck with me. There was a guy I knew, mid-30s, good job, stable income, always talking about starting something of his own. Years passed, nothing changed, same job, same routine. One day I asked him, why haven't you started yet? He paused for a second, and said, I can't afford to mess this up. And that hit me. Because what he really meant was, I've built a life that depends on this. 6. The cycle. When you really look at it, a lot of people fall into the same cycle. You work, you earn, you spend. Then you have to keep working to support that lifestyle. And over time, it just keeps repeating. It's not that anyone planned it this way. It just slowly becomes your normal. 7. What can you do? Now listen, I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. That's not realistic. What I am saying is, don't rely on just one thing forever. Start small. Maybe you learn a skill. Maybe you build something on the side. Maybe you create a second source of income. Even if it's just 1 hour a day. That's enough to start. 8. Think differently. Instead of always asking, how can I earn more money? Try asking, how can I depend less on just one source? That question changes your direction. Because now, you're not just chasing income. You're building options. And options give you freedom. Look, a job isn't a bad thing. It can actually help you build a foundation. But if it's the only thing you depend on, it can start to feel limiting over time. And once you realize that, you can start making small changes. Nothing crazy. Just small, consistent steps. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about how much you make. It's about how much control you have over your life.